joined by Chris Daws, Managing Director of Estrella Resources, stock code ESR. Chris, thanks for your time.
David, pleasure to be here.
We're here today to talk about the Carr Boyd Project, which is developing on the outskirts of the Goldfields region of Western Australia, and in particular the town of Kalgoorlie. In October last year, you made a significant discovery at T5. Going back, what was the big highlight of that discovery?
David, good question. We, back in October, drilled massive nickel sulphide. It was a game changer for ESR. It was a game changer in a number of ways. It was the first time massive sulphide had been located exit the mine area. We're probably 1.5 kilometres away. And game changer in that it allowed us to source funding to keep drill programs going. We haven't stopped drilling at Carr Boyd since that first discovery hole, and we're now into phase 3 of that drilling.
And you significantly expanded your infrastructure at the project around that time?
We did, and that was a case of we needed to. We needed to make the environment safe for the employers, and we needed to have the infrastructure in place so that we could retain good exploration crews and geological staff so that we could expand on the drilling programs. In fact, when I first put that facility in place at the beginning of this year, I had some hesitancy in that, and that would this facility be at full utilisation. I can tell you now we're overflowing. We have 4 drill crews on site at the moment, and we're drilling 24/7, and hence that facility is being well used and maintained by Estrella and its geological staff, and being put to great use.
When you drill, you always learn. You always find something about the project that you didn't know before you put the hole in the ground. What have you learned through these drill programs?
Yeah, look, we, since the discovery hole, obviously that was a geological hole that we drilled just to understand the immediate geological environment away from the mine. We were looking for the basal contact. It's a very difficult postulated position at depth, and that hadn't been done before. We were extremely successful in hole 30 in that discovery in October, and since that date we've drilled a number of drill holes deep down seeking the basal contact, because the basal contact is where we're going to find the mineralisation, or the trap site where the massive sulphides will settle. So subsequent to that drill hole, we stepped out, we've drilled a number of holes, we've intersected the basal contact. It's showing us that it is the floor of the intrusion. We're seeing that in the geological, in the core, in the geology, and so on those step out holes we didn't get mineralisation because we were quite a distance away. We were up to 2.5 kilometres away along the basal contact. We're now, excuse me, we've gone back into T5 where we've done downhole geophysics. We've outlined the T5 conductor plates in the immediate area of hole 30, and phase 3 is now targeting into that EM plate, and hence we're having the success that we're now seeing. Of the holes of phase 3 that we've drilled, we've had 100% strike rate on intersecting sulphides, and obviously the last hole 48, which we announced just recently, we've intersected up to massive sulphide, which obviously carries the high grade of nickel and copper, and that's what we're chasing. So we're extremely excited what we have ahead of us, and that drilling for phase 3 is ongoing. We have a number of holes going in. We've got 2 diamond rigs operating 24/7, as I mentioned, and we expect that we will see more good results come from that exploration work.
Do you think the market expected big hits, big intersections, big results from that phase 2 drilling, which really was geological drilling? It wasn't necessarily, it was hopeful that it might find big mineralisation, but that wasn't really what it was looking for.
Yeah, look, we were targeting those holes for the geology and getting an understanding. We're always ever hopeful that every drill hole is going to intersect nickel sulphides, but what we've found out is the complexity, the fault offsets, the flat faulting, etc., that's in and around the Carr Boyd area is definitely there. We've seen that in a number of the holes. We're now starting to understand that. You can see from day one from our geological interpretation and our long section maps of what our interp was in October to what it is today, completely different kettle of fish. And what it has meant is that we're now targeting these holes more accurately, and we're hitting the nickel sulphides. As I said, we're hitting it at 100% strike rate into those EM conductors. But not only that, we've drilled a number of holes outside of the EM conductor plates, and we have hit sulphide mineralisation. That's also told us that the EM conductor plates are broken up by this faulting and offsetting, and where we've punched in a few concept holes and hit sulphide mineralisation tells us that we can't completely rely on the EM as a targeting tool. We need to keep drilling holes. We need to keep searching and understanding the geological structure in the immediate environment of T5 and trying to figure out where this sulphide mineralisation has come from. It's been mobilised to this area. We believe it's come off a massive sulphide pool or source in the immediate area, and hence that's what we're searching for. We're looking for what we're calling the mother lode or the mother source of the sulphides. And when we find that, that will be extremely exciting for us and the shareholders.
And you've got some of the best technical minds in the country, if not the world, when it comes to nickel sulphides working on this project?
Look, we have, and there isn't a lot of nickel sulphide geologists in Australia, let alone Western Australia. We have got very competent geological staff, well versed in nickel sulphide exploration, understand geological models. They have put together an extremely efficient exploration program to understand the geology at Carr Boyd, and that's subsequently showing up in the drilling and the success of the drilling. So yes, we've got a very good crew, we've got good diamond drilling crews, but we've got extremely good geological staff, and their techniques and into the technology that they're using, backing them up, is something that hasn't been utilised at Carr Boyd for the last 50 years, and that's aiding and helping us unlock and deliver these nickel sulphide hits.
So just touching on the phase 3 drilling, it's currently underway. With all the knowledge that you've built and all the data that you've assessed, is it really helping you vector in and you're as confident as you could be that what you're going to see is going to be positive?
Yeah, look David, that's a very good question. We are absolutely certain with what we're seeing in the exploration work to date that our model is correct, the geological information that we're gaining, and we're still collating and collecting that data. We recently undertook a world first in that seismic survey. That interp's ongoing. We expect to see that in the coming weeks. Building all that information together and generating the targeting that we're then going out and obviously hitting nickel sulphides. We're 100% confident we've got this right. We're 100% confident that the holes that we're putting in the ground are going to tell us more, if not hit what we're looking for.
Looking for nickel, but one of your neighbours to the east has made some pretty interesting discoveries of their own in gold.
Yeah, look, that was a surprise. Well, it wasn't really a surprise. We know that the ground holdings in and around the northeastern goldfields are well endowed with gold. Great Boulder mines have been toiling away on the boundary of Estrella's tenure for some time. They've had very good success on their Arsenal trend and at Blue Poles, very good results. Preliminary, obviously. We're keeping a watchful eye on that. The Arsenal trend does come up through the Estrella tenure out to the eastern side. It's not a focus for us. We're a nickel explorer, but we're certainly keeping a watching eye on it. It could be valuable for the shareholders, but at this stage, focus is on nickel, but we're not discounting the opportunity that gold might present in the course of the journey Great Boulder goes through.
What does the news flow look like for the next 3-6 months?
We've got a consistent news flow coming from the drilling, phase 3. We expect that we will be releasing more good intersections from that program. We'll have the seismic survey work and interp work coming through over the course of the next weeks ahead. That will run into a phase 4 diamond drilling program and targeting program. We're also bringing in an RC rig to speed up the process of the drilling and do pre-collars. It will also lower the cost of the diamond drilling so we can get down deep. We can get down deep more quickly. And obviously that work will be ongoing and that targeting will go ongoing, and hopefully it'll roll into a phase 5 and a phase 6, and hopefully a major new ore body is discovered through that work.
Investors always look at funding to make sure you've got the dollars to pay the bills, so to speak. You've got a lot of options in the money that are due to expire in the next 4, 6, 8 weeks. Are you expecting a number of those to convert and provide the necessary funding to the company?
We are seeing that, and we've seen it since October. We've had a number of options exercises over the course of the journey since October. Millions of dollars in option exercise has occurred that's allowed us to continue the exploration program. These June 27 options are another key step in that funding program. I do expect we'll see a large quantity of those options exercised. We're already seeing some of the directors exercise their options and shareholders, and I fully expect with the positive news flow going into the month of June that we'll continue to see the support from our shareholders, and a number of those options, or I'm hoping a great deal of those options, will be exercised, and we can continue and expand on the drilling programs that we have ahead of us.
Chris, exciting times ahead for Estrella shareholders. Much to watch over the next 4, 6, 8 weeks. Look forward to catching up with you again soon and hearing all about it. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, David. Most appreciated.